And welcome to the Hardin Simmons Coaches Show with Coach Jesse Burleson. I'm Al Pickett as the Cowboys now 6-0 after their crosstown win 17-12 over McMurray last week. Coach, it seems like crosstown games or rival games always end up being kind of funky, and that was, in some ways, a strange game, but you came out with a win.
Yeah, it was definitely different. You kind of, I try to tell everybody, you kind of throw everything out the window whenever you, especially when you're playing across town and all that kind of stuff. And I think sometimes they believe me, sometimes they don't. I think after the last 2 years, they'll believe me moving forward.
You know, you had a chance to put it away, had a couple of opportunities, didn't get it into the end zone, missed a field goal, and then the two fumbles late really made it a little scary at the end.
I wouldn't say scary. You definitely not what we intended. I just was really frustrated with the lack of execution on our part. Whenever it's things that we do every single day and have done in many games, been able to do that. It was just simply a lack of execution. It wasn't effort. It wasn't anything other than just simply doing what you've done a million times, and we didn't do that. That's the most frustrating part, is being self-inflicted.
I always look at stats, and I thought this was most unusual. You ended up with 12 more yards to total offense, so basically total offense was even in a defensive game, not a lot of total offense, but they had 12 more minutes in time of possession. That's almost unheard of. You think if somebody has 12 more minutes, they've got 100 or 200 more yards than the other team.
Yeah, I think we ran on the first drive, we ran 11 plays, and then the rest of the entire first half, we ran 10 plays. So we ran 21 total plays, and 11 of those were on the first drive, and then kind of sit on the sidelines for, I think it was close to 9 minutes on that first drive. And so it kind of takes you out of your rhythm a little bit, but still, even with that being said, I think time of possession sometimes is kind of it's an overrated stats when you look at the win and loss and how it compares. But at the same time, when you get possessions, you better take advantage of them, and we know better than to do the things we did. We had a couple of things that should have gone a different way, but we didn't. We just simply didn't execute, and we got to get better moving forward.
Okay, this week it's homecoming. It's East Texas Baptist. They are 5-1, so it'll be the fourth straight opponent you've played with one or no losses coming into the game. Talk about the Tigers.
Very good team. They are loaded. They have great players everywhere. They got a transfer quarterback in that is a really dynamic player. Skill guys all over the place, a huge offensive line. Then defensively, they have a bunch of really good defensive linemen that they rotate in there. Two linebackers on the inside that are extremely active. They fly around, they make a bunch of plays, and then secondary-wise, they're very sound fundamentally. They do a good job communicating, get guys in the right spot. So it's definitely going to be a test, and there's a reason why they're 5-1 and why they're playing so well.
Interesting, looking at their schedule, their one loss was to Mary Hardin Baylor, 42-28. But their other 5 games or 5 wins are all against teams that are less than 500. So it's hard to judge them against that schedule.
If you turn on the film, it doesn't take long to judge them. I mean, you just need to see a couple of plays to be able to see that. And so I think the thing that you have to look at with those guys is see that they're very sound fundamentally. They know what they're doing, and they like to make big plays on offense and push the ball down the field. And they have really dynamic receivers, dynamic running back. I already talked about the quarterback, and then defensively they try to make you drive the field, not give up big plays and that kind of stuff. So they're doing a good job, and they're very well coached. I think that they've definitely taken some steps forward as a program.
What are the keys for the Cowboys?
Biggest thing is execution. I just talked about how we didn't execute, and now we've got to go back to doing the things we need to do and do it fundamentally very, very well. And so I think if you watched the game last week, there were some things that were very uncharacteristic of us as a team, and I think that when you go into such a heated game like that, sometimes that stuff happens, and so we need to be who we are. We need to do the things that we do best and go out there and execute at the highest possible level, and if we'll do that, I think we'll be all right.
I assume when you turned on the film and the team got to watch it, they saw the problems they had last week.
Didn't have to say a whole lot in terms of, it's funny, especially, like even with the offensive linemen, Sunday morning they come in and they're telling me all the things that I did this, and so it's not anything we didn't know. We just kind of got caught up in the heat of the moment, and that happens sometimes, but we learned a very valuable lesson.
One final thing about the McMurray game, they seem to do a great job of getting the flow one way and running the back against the grain. Was that something that you can correct over time?
That's easily correctable. I mean, it's just when you have guys that are so aggressive defensively, we're never going to take that out of them. I want them to be ultra aggressive on everything, and but we just got a few little tweaks, and we've already got that stuff fixed, and made a couple of really slight adjustments. It's not like you sit there and go, okay, we got to run a different scheme. It's just, hey, whenever we get this, we're going to do this, and so we've already made the adjustments on that, and our guys will be better moving forward.
Over the years, I've told coaches, homecoming, it's a big thing. Alumni are back. But you guys have one job, right?
One job, only one job, and that's to play at the absolute highest level we can. And so we're going to keep the main thing for us.
Coach, good luck this week.
Thanks, Al.
That's the Heart and Service Coaches Show with Coach Jesse Burleson, and we'll continue with more after we take this time out.